Hey guys, Sethly here, back with another Apex Legends video. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Now in today's video, we're going to be going over some news about skill-based matchmaking, the Arc Star, the G7 Scout, and a few other things. So let's go ahead and just get right into it. But before I do that, if you guys do enjoy the video, make sure to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and let's get right into it. So starting off, somebody on Twitter named Inhuman said remove the ability to Arc Star teammates, and he spammed this out and it got 200 likes. So clearly a lot of people agree that this ability to Arc Star teammates really does need to be removed. And then somebody named Urban CDN replied saying if they removed this and nerfed the G7 Scout, I'd be pretty content with competitive right now. I'd wish they would update the map with like 2 or more POIs, but that's too much of wishful thinking. And then he adds Loki DB Josh, Tangelic Logic, and Ghost, which is actually people who work at Respawn. And then he said, anyway, we can take a look at these 3 things for competitive QOL. And then he replied to himself saying currently players stick their teammates and send them into solo to entry to stun and damage all defending players. There is no counter to this, and it is quite common to see as we get closer to the beginning of ALGS. And then the senior systems designer at Apex Legends and competitive gaming at EA and Respawn, Ghost, Eric Hewitt, actually replied to this saying we are making adjustments. So that is a bit of a confirmation. They are going to be changing the Arc Star. Hopefully they'll remove the ability to be able to Arc Star teammates, so you don't really have that ability to Arc Star your teammate and then just have them run straight into another team, stun them, do some big damage, and get that entry. So it does look like we might be seeing some changes made to the Arc Star in the near future, which I definitely am not too mad at. And I'm definitely happy Ghost is actually replying to things like this on Twitter, keeping the community updated on what Respawn is doing. But there was actually a little bit more. Urban CDN actually replied again saying the Scout is currently broken, having the DPS that rivals the top close range weapons while being incredibly consistent at ranges of even 500 meters for pros. It's too suppressive on rotates of any range while providing only a single counter, which is just don't peek. I'm not too sure what suppressive means. I don't even know if that's a word. Honestly, I probably sound dumb if it is, but it does really make sense. The G7 Scout really is a little bit OP, especially when it's in the hands of a pro. It's super good at long range, really good up close as well, and it does huge damage. Like he said, it currently has one of the highest DPSs and it rivals the top close range weapons. Well, Ghost actually replied to this again saying also making adjustments. So there we go. We got 2 confirmations. They are going to be making some adjustments to the Arc Star as well as the G7 Scout. Now, assuming what this means is the G7 Scout is going to get a nerf, I'm definitely excited about that. I've always kind of thought the G7 Scout currently in this meta is a little bit too overpowered, especially with that double tap, but thankfully they are looking into this and taking the community's feedback into account and actually making some changes. We'll just have to wait and see when these actual changes come out. Maybe it will come out tomorrow with the arcade event update, I'm not too sure, or maybe they'll wait entirely until season 4 and the new ranked series actually begins. We'll just have to wait and see what the exact changes and adjustments they are making are and when it actually does come out. So I'll make sure to keep you guys updated on everything about that. But on to some more things. So on the EA forum, somebody named Real Spez made a pretty big post, and honestly I've noticed these before too. He says 2 weeks in a row, no weekly challenges, and I've noticed this the past few days and people have been asking me about this, and it's not been updated to the dev tracker, and I haven't really seen too many people talking about it. So I definitely wanted to let you guys know there currently is a bug, at least I think it's a bug, where there are no weekly challenges, which is a bit annoying since I bet you a lot of people are really trying to grind those challenges to finally get to that top tier 100 or tier 110 on their battle pass, especially as the season nears an end. So it is a bit frustrating for a lot of people. However, EA David, a community manager, actually did reply to this forum saying, "Hi, sorry this didn't get acknowledged. We've been looking at the other thread. This is being looked into and we'll let folks know when we have more info." So it does look like they will be trying to make some adjustments or adding more weekly challenges so we don't go without any more for another week. We currently don't have a fix for it as of right now, but it is good to know that they are looking into it and will likely fix it before season 4 ends, hopefully sooner than that. Hopefully tomorrow with the arcade event patch, they will have that fixed as well as some other adjustments, but that's all we know as of right now as to what they're doing with the weekly challenges. My guess as to why this is actually happening is probably because I'm pretty sure they extended the season, they made it longer, so likely in the files they just didn't have enough weekly challenges to make it so there are weekly challenges for every week in the season. So hopefully there will be a fix soon, and I'm sure it really isn't too hard, so I definitely wouldn't be surprised if it did come out tomorrow on the 14th at 10 a.m. PST when the arcade event does come out. Now onto one more thing, which is actually pretty big. This is a little bit about skill-based matchmaking, and anything about skill-based matchmaking I'm gonna keep you guys updated on, since this is pretty much the biggest topic in Apex history, and it usually is one of the biggest topics in most games just because it affects literally everyone that plays the game. So Liquid Mendo tweeted out saying, what causes the Gibby ult glitch where I pull out ult, I can't throw it, and I can't swap weapons? Legit just walking around with a ball in my hand, unable to do anything until die. Any way to fix that? And this got 200 likes, so clearly a lot of people are agreeing with him or have even seen this happen or had it happen to themselves. I currently have not had this happen to myself, but if it did happen to me, I would definitely be extremely mad, and it seems like there's no counter, there's no way you can fix this. You literally are just walking around and you can't do anything, you can't shoot your weapons, you can't even throw the ult, which is really annoying. And then there was a pretty big thread about this, so I'm going to be covering all of that because it leads into skill-based matchmaking. So Liquid Mendo replied to this, adding Shahin, Ghost, and the Zilch, all people who work for Respawn on Apex Legends. He said, is this something you are aware of? And then some random person named Apex Latest said the devs have all been on holiday for 12 months. I doubt they'll respond, which is honestly a huge exaggeration. It seems that someone is a little bit salty that they took a few week break for Christmas and winter and haven't really been too active on socials and making communication with the community and keeping us updated. But I'm not really super mad at that, since this past week, especially with the arcade event, which was a complete surprise, they have been doing a lot better. They're clearly back from their break and they're staying in contact with the community and keeping us updated. So that guy might need to chill down a little bit. He's just a little too salty. Then Shahin, who works for competitive gaming partnerships for Apex at EA, replied to this saying, yep, I've been on holiday since before the game was launched. I'm not aware, but others might be. So that is kind of funny, to be honest, since the game literally isn't a year old. However, it will be a year old on February 4th. And then there was another reply by Apex Latest. He said, correction, 11 months and 10 days, my bad. Glad to see that you guys are active on social media when your game is falling apart right in front of you though. Maybe you should actually listen to community feedback occasionally, which I don't really know what this guy is on about. They are really good with listening to the community, honestly better than most developers in most games. Respawn is probably one of the best as far as I've seen, and I've been playing video games for an extremely long time. And then the Zilch actually replied to this with an emoji of an ear, like he is listening to the feedback. And Zilch is a lead coder and server nerd, he says, at Respawn for Apex Legends as well as Titanfall 1 and 2. And then Apex Latest replied to that ear emote. He said, anything on skill-based matchmaking, question mark? 2 months on from Ghost tweets and pubs are still just as unplayable. You guys are about to hit the 1 million player mark. With the amount of Smurf accounts, people are cheating to circumvent this awfully implemented system. And he is a little bit right there. It is really common for people to using Smurf accounts. I'm not gonna lie, I definitely have been doing that as well, just because anytime I wanna actually play a pub, lately it's been a lot harder than I would like. It's really not like how it used to be with pubs. Honestly, pubs kind of are a bit more sweaty than ranked as of right now. So when I do want to play a pub, I do really hop on another account. I'm going to be honest with that. So he does kind of have a point there. But the Zilch actually did reply saying, what do you want to know about it? Broadly, it's always being adjusted, and he is talking about skill-based matchmaking, obviously. And then Apex Latest replied again saying, why you guys feel it's a good idea / fair to completely take the fun away from your loyal player base who have worked hard to become good at the game and throw them all in unranked predator lobbies 24/7 in pubs, which is a little bit extreme. I think that's a little bit too far, but he does kind of have a little bit of a point. To be honest, I do slightly agree with him, but I definitely think he should go about this in a different way talking to the devs. The fact that they're even replying to him, he is kind of lucky. Most devs would not even reply, or most developing companies would not even mention any of it. They would just do what they want to do with their game, but thankfully Respawn is different. And then Apex latest replied to himself again, saying, from experience, there are 3 sets of public lobbies. You have your beginner lobbies, level 5 accounts, your low KD lobbies, and then you have the sweaty predator level lobbies. Why do you guys feel like only having 3 tiers is a good idea opposed to having more flexible, loose matchmaking? And then Zilch replied to that saying, we do have looser matchmaking than that. There is no such thing as pred level lobbies, and I definitely do agree with him. There's no way they would ever just have it in a 3-tier type system. So that is obviously true. And then Apex latest is continuing this thread. He said, well, something must be going horribly wrong then, because that's not been my experience at all. The same pre-made Predator squads, everyone has 20 bombs, 4K, etc., etc. I know many other players feel the same way. Then he goes on to say again, I myself also have those badges, but I play solo these days because all of my friends quit the game due to skill-based matchmaking, so it is very difficult to win in pubs without a pre-made, especially with squad balancing coming into effect. And then here's the big thing, Zilch replied saying, we are watching and adjusting specifically for solo versus stack composition. So there we go, we do have a confirmation from somebody at Respawn saying they are watching, they're seeing what's going on, they're listening to the community's feedback about skill-based matchmaking, and they are adjusting it, and they're looking specifically about how they are going to actually do the matchmaking when you are playing solo versus when you have a full squad, and how you are going to play against certain types of players. I definitely agree with this. A lot of people want skill-based matchmaking to be completely removed, which I've said time and time again, they will never do that. Most games know that skill-based matchmaking improves player base, and it really does work, but it is a confirmation right here. They are adjusting, and they will continue to adjust to get the right amount of skill-based matchmaking, I assume, for solo versus stack compositions as well as other things. So I definitely am really happy to see this and hear this from somebody at Respawn. It is honestly really nice. So make sure to let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about all of this. Are you guys excited for the G7 Scout nerf or the changes to the G7 Scout and the Arc Star? And what do you guys think about skill-based matchmaking? Do you think it should be removed entirely? Which I'm going to say again, I don't think they will ever do that. So what do you guys want actually changed about skill-based matchmaking? I know there's a lot they could change, but I do want to hear your guys' opinions, so make sure to comment down below. But if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to hit that like button. It really does help me out a ton. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell. We're almost to 100K subs. Thank you guys so much for the support. Also, about only 35% of my viewers are subscribed, and it's completely free. So if you haven't already, make sure to hit that sub button. But it's been your boy Sethly. I almost forgot to mention, actually, I am holding a giveaway on Twitter. I'll make sure to link that down below with my brother QuadamFT, another Apex YouTuber. He is really good. You should definitely check him out as well. But you can go over to my Twitter and enter this giveaway if you guys do want. But that's it for this video, and I'm out.